of world's wilderness and biodiversity. On this special day, Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora was adopted in the year 1973. In order to celebrate our own richness of wildlife and biodiversity of Odisha, here we are gathered together for the first ever event, the Wildlife Conclave 2023. ओडिशा भितर थिबा जेतक वन्यजीव अछंती सुंदर बेलाभूमि अच्छी एवं आमर जंगल पर्वत ए सबको आम निज भितर साउंटिबा पई संभालिबा पई एवं आम भविष्यत पीढ़ी पई सुरक्षित रखिबा पई कि ना गोटे छोट प्रयास ओडिशा वाइल्ड लाइफ कनक्लेव 2023 ए संपर्क रे अधिक कहिबा पई एलाबोरेट करिबा पई नाउ I request Dr. Anup Kumar Nayak, IFS retired, former ADG Project Tiger and Chairman Odisha Wildlife Conclave, to come up the stage. Sir, please.
Honorable Minister, Debidat Biswal, PCCF and half, our honored guest, Saroj Patnaik sir, my colleagues from Odisha Wildlife Conclave, my seniors, respected invited guests, officer trainees, awardees, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. Very good morning to all of you and hearty welcome to this Odisha Wildlife Conclave 2023. Great to see all of you here in this function. Before I say something about Odisha Wildlife Conclave, I would like to say a few words about our honored guest. Ashwini Kumar Patra, Honorable Minister, he is from Balasore district. He hails from a village called Khuad. He's been elected to Odisha Legislative Assembly for 4 times, and this is the 4th time running. He has been in charge of 3 departments, very important portfolio. He's been minister in the Odisha government. He's Minister Tourism, he's Minister Excise, he's also Minister Odia Language, Literature and Culture Department. That's one department. He has completed his Masters in Public Administration from Utkal University, Bani Bihar. Then he also has completed his LLB from MS Law College, Cuttack. We are honored to have you, sir. Let me extend a very hearty welcome to you, sir. And we are very sorry that we missed the presence of Soumyaranjan Patnaik. He had promised to be there even for a few minutes. He wanted to be here. He likes forest and wildlife. But due to unavoidable circumstances, he had a meeting in Nayagarh, DDB meeting, which is mandatory for all the MLAs to attend. So he has to leave Bhubaneswar at around 9 o'clock. That's the reason he could not come, and we are sorry for that. And as Debidat Biswal is the Principal Chief Conservator of Forest and Head of Forest Force. He leads from the front, the Forest Department. Not only in Forest Department, wherever he has gone, he has been leading from the front, particularly in the sports field. Cricketer, he's a wonderful cricketer. Whenever he plays for Odisha government, there are a lot of matches going on here in Bhubaneswar between Odisha government, Tata Steel, and journalists, and all that. He always scores very, very, very huge runs as an opener and also takes a number of wickets because of the swing bowling. Such a wonderful player. We are really very happy to have you in this function, and let me also extend you a very hearty welcome to this function. Well, Saroj Patnaik sir is our guru. He's been guru to to most of our forest officers. He is the mentor, chief mentor of Odisha Wildlife Conclave, and he is the keynote speaker for this function. And because of his leadership, because of his guidance, this particular conclave is we are able to organize here in this place. Sir, let me welcome you, sir, also, though you are one of us. And we have also with us Prakash Jena and Sushant Das. We are a very small team of 4 people. Myself, Saroj sir, the leader, and these 2 people. We 4 have been able to organize this state level function. And it's because of the efforts and the time and the energy that these people have spent for organizing this functions. Thank you very much, my colleagues. And also I must say that Abanikuma Patra, he belongs to Indian Forest Service of 1985 batch, my batchmate in Indian Forest Service. He is the younger brother of our Honorable Minister, and he's been instrumental. He's been instrumental in making this inaugural function success. Thank you very much, Abani Babu. And a little bit about the Odisha Wildlife Conclave. Now it's being organized by 2 organizations. One is NWCSO, that's a government NGO, who's been presided. President is our Saroj Patnaik sir, and Manoj Nair is the secretary, honorary secretary of that particular NGO, but it's a government NGO. And also another one is Evergreen Forum of Prakash Jena. Is being held for the first time state level. There are 4 objectives why we are holding this particular program here. And first one, Gayatri has already said, that is today is the World Wildlife Day. Today is the World Wildlife Day, and that is 3rd March is being celebrated as World Wildlife Day all over the world, not here, not there. Everywhere it's being celebrated as World Wildlife Day. Because on this particular day, Patra sir nahi aaye, Patra sir asinanti, Patra sir tanko message re aji WhatsApp group re chhadichanti. This particular day, on this particular day, in way back in 1973, one multilateral agency was born. That is CITES, CITES. That is a multilateral organization, and it was born after a recommendation by International Union for Conservation of Nature, of Flora and Fauna. So, on this particular day in 73, CITES was born. CITES means Convention on International Trade on Endangered Species of Flora and Fauna. This particular convention was born to halt the decline of wildlife population because of the illegal trade. So illegal trade is causing a lot of decline in the wildlife population, and there is an international treaty so that there is regulation in wildlife trade of wildlife products and derivatives. Second one, why we are here is, of course, that's the very important thing, is we are going to award 6 persons today. 6 persons, they have been working throughout their life for the cause of wildlife conservation and protection, silently. They are not in the limelight. They have been working in the field of wildlife conservation or nature conservation. One of the objectives of this conclave is to bring them to limelight so that they get the recognition that's due to them. We want to incentivize them, we want to give them rewards, we want to bring them to the public life. So 6 of them, one of them will be getting the lifetime award for the contribution that he has made for the cause of wildlife conservation. And the rest 5, that is called Wildlife Conservation Award. And all other 5 awards are named as Banya Mitra Award. The 5 persons coming from different parts of state of Odisha. One of them is coming from Palakhemandi, the other one is coming from Baripada, Mayurbhanj, and the other one is from Raurkela. So it's across the state. They have been chosen for their contribution. They have been silent workers. We want to bring them to the limelight. That's the second. Third one is, of course, yes, the theme of this World Wildlife Day is partnership. Partnership for conservation of wildlife. That is the theme for this year's World Wildlife Day celebration. So partnership between government, between non-governmental organizations, between private bodies, teachers, students, researchers, media, everybody, every one of us who are interested in the field of conservation of wildlife are together, are in a single plan, to provide all of us a single platform, a single forum where we can know each other, where we can interact each other, where we can take a decision for preparing a roadmap. Because government is doing a lot of work. Congratulations, government, particularly Odisha government is doing a lot of work. We want to supplement the hands of the government, strengthen the hands of the government by our own way. Everybody is working for the cause of conservation in our own way. This is a forum where we can forge together and start thinking for the future. Fourth and the final one, sorry I'm taking a lot of time, but it's important to know that here is an occasion, an opportunity. We have a series of lectures by eminent experts. Eminent experts will be delivering lectures on different faunal species that's available here in Odisha. We are not talking about anything that's not available in Odisha. That's available in Odisha. What are the conservation issues? What are the protection issues? And how to take things forward. That's very important, and we are asking all the who's who in the name of wildlife conservation in the state of Odisha, all of them have come. Lala A.K. Singh, Sudhakar Kar, Sudarshan Panda, Manoj B. Nair, to name anybody. I mean, so many of them. So it's a unique opportunity for all of you to interact with them. You will be allowed to interact with them a few minutes. We don't have time. I'm sorry, we are running into time. And that's also another objective of this work club. Anyway, thank you very much. Let me welcome you all once again. And thanks the honorable guest for having accepted our invitation and come over here. Finally, thanks due to Manoj Mahapatra, Manoj Nair, who have been helping us to organize this particular conclave in a very successful manner. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Anup Kumar Naik, sir, for a brief elaboration about the conclave and the purpose itself. So now I request our guest of honor, Dr. Devidatta Bishwal, Principal Chief Conservator of Forest and Hof, to give his valuable suggestions and guidance.
Thank you. Small disclaimer, I am not a doctor. But anyway, since I am sitting amidst a lot of doctors, so it's not your fault. The range officers trainees who are attending here, some of you are from Uttar Pradesh also? Or all of you are from Odisha? If you are from Chhattisgarh. Why I am asking this is, I will speak in English, otherwise I can speak in Odia. Some of you are from outside. Okay. So good morning. Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Minister, Tourism, Excise, Odia Language, Literature and Culture Department, Sri Ashwini Kumar Patra, sir. My mentor, very keen wildlifer and the, if I may say so, the Bhishma Pitamaha of wildlife of Odisha, Sukta Saros Patnaik. My elder brother, Dr. Anup Naik, Sri Prakash Jana, Sri Sushant Das, all my very, very dignified and eminent wildlifers and seniors who are sitting here in front of me, my colleagues, dear officer trainees, and the awardees who are sitting there. In fact, when Dr. Naik was addressing that most of the eminent wildlifers are here, that was excepting me. Because frankly speaking, honestly, I don't have any experience in wildlife. But since it is in such a serious and important occasion, I thought I'll come and share some of my thoughts with you. Basically, I thought I'll share with you what is the current topics which are going on in the wildlife scenario. And then I'll also share some of the challenges which we are facing, and especially the young officers who are there, who have a long career ahead, they would be facing in future times. Nowadays, every day if you look at a newspaper, almost every alternate day there is an incident that elephant is killed or a man is killed by the elephant. To the extent that we are having elephant dying, not killed, dying, about 85 of them a year on an average, and about 110 to 120 human casualty because of the elephant depredation. And there is a lot of hue and cry. Anywhere you see, people say that hathi maruchanti, hathi lokonku maruchi, our forest department nirabadrasta. I would have been very happy if Dr. Somaranjan Patnaik would have been here. I thought it's time to change the narrative. 20 lakh people every year are dying of road accident. Nobody makes an hue and cry. Nobody is appreciating the fact that this is an accident. Rakta mukha hathi lokonku khoji khoji maruchi, as if it's a serial killer. It's on a prowl. It is waiting for an opportunity to kill people. Now, how this perspective has to change is the challenge big for us, all the forest officers, all of us, the forest officers, and organizations like the Nature and Wildlife Conservation Society, the Evergreen Forum, other NGOs. So this narrative has to change. Similarly, today morning there was a news that Odisha jungle joluchi, 1000 jagar niya lagichi. The jungles are on fire. Thousands of fire points have been detected. Forest department is sleeping. They don't know that every day our response and attendance to forest fire is almost 95%. Anybody who has doused fire in the forest would appreciate that. I have done it myself when I was DFO. If you are exposed to the forest fire for 10 to 15 minutes, you go back and drink about 10 liters of water. That is how difficult it is. Some people, some Bollywood actress says that Odisha has engaged, even I am speaking in terms of Odisha, but that is true for every other state, engaged so many elephant trackers, but they are all sleeping. Elephants are still killing people, they are crop raiding, they are dying. I just wish that some of them would have come here in the dead of the night and joined our elephant tracking squad for a night in deep jungle. Then they would have appreciated that it's in a dark forest, a dark night in the forest when you go tracking elephants, how difficult it is to sight them, lest follow them. Despite our best effort, this is happening. So the time has come when this pressure lobbies should at least educate the journalists around to change the narrative. It should say that so much of elephants and so much people are dying despite the effort of the forest department. So much of fire is happening. In fact, when they came and interviewed me just before the beginning of the fire season, fortunately I said that this year the fire is going to be as bad as it was in 2011 because the climate conditions are such. Last year the fire incidences were very less, not because of any efforts of the forest department, because we don't lit fire in the forest. It is 100%, almost 100% of the fire is human created, but we go and douse it. The response system has to be improved. It has improved, and we are doing our bit. So that narrative has to change. So that is one thing I thought I will flag here. Secondly, another thing which I thought I would share with you, most of you would be aware that recently there has been a PIL in the High Court where it's for good actually, because when the PIL was after a spate of elephant deaths and human casualties, there was a PIL in the High Court where Honorable High Court, the Chief Justice was taking sessions almost every week, and Manoj, who is sitting there, I know how tough a time he had. We are fortunate, in fact, we are fortunate to have Manoj here as one of the best wildlifers in the country. I am saying this because I can take a little bit of credit because you are my probationer. But it has, at the end of the day, why I am saying this is, as per the directive of the Honorable High Court, the Joint Task Force had to prepare a comprehensive action plan for conservation of elephants and mitigation of human-elephant conflict. I have gone through many documents prepared by government organizations. I have never come across such a beautifully written document which is so crisp, so brief, hitting the nail on the head. They have they have developed a strategy and divided the whole Odisha landscape to 4 different zones. Identify a zone where the elephants should be there. It's an elephant conservation zone. Another zone where the forests are little less. The zone abutting the elephant reserves, where the forest is good, but also human habitation is there. That is known as the coexistence zone. Then there is a zone which is known as the conflict zone. There is a zone which is known as the elephant exclusion zone. So if these elephants come out there, where there is it's having huge habitations and not much of a forest, then these elephants have to be tackled. They have to be chemically tranquilized and pushed back. So just to and they have a 10-pillar strategy, identified about 195 action points. All the action points have been very meticulously mapped. But the challenge now is that how to implement that in the field. There is no doubt of money, but implementation is a lot of coordination with other departments, a lot of coordination with people, a lot of coordination with organizations like yours. So that is where I request you that you should come ahead and Manoj, if you have a copy of that document, you can share with them, so that this is one of the most, I have never come across a document. I am not, just because Manoj is the main author of that, not because of that. It is, if you go through it, it is such meticulous document that you would be happy to go through it. And not Manoj, they have consulted almost who's who in elephant, right from Dr. Sukumar to everybody. So it's really all the best minds coming together and coming out of the beautiful document. But as they say, the taste of the pudding is in eating, so it has to be implemented in the field. Money is not a constraint. There is money available. We have a lot of money, but only thing is that how to channelize it, how to have interdepartmental coordination of that. So this is one of the challenges I thought I will share on this forum. Another thing I thought I will share with you is that as PCCF, I receive a lot of calls from people that, look here sir, there are a lot of monkey menace in our place, we are not able to cultivate, vegetables, what do you do? I know wildlife organization, the wildlife organization of the state government is working very hard. We have been relocating monkeys in groups. But honestly speaking, if somebody asks me, is there a solution, permanent solution? I am at my wit's end, I don't have an answer. I know what's the answer, but whether we can do it, that is the question. Politically do it, let me put it that way. Similarly, lot of complaints regarding the wild boar menace. Again, we have a solution, but can we do it? So, we can do it provided that there is unanimity in acceptance of a scientific strategy which we come out. Because ଆପଣ ଯଦି କହିବେ ମାଙ୍କଡ଼କୁ ଆମେ ଟ୍ରାଙ୍କୁଲାଇଜ୍ କରିବୁ, ମାଙ୍କଡ଼କୁ ଏ କରିବୁ, ସେ କରିବୁ, vermin declare କରିକି, you know what happened in Himachal Pradesh. So somebody will say that Hanuman kare amko samko apna mari pare. So where is the option of, so similarly what I feel is, as per Dr. Sukumar's last report, the carrying capacity of elephant is about 1700. Right now, as per the last census, if at all it is correct, we are having 1900 plus elephants. So suppose the number increases, goes beyond that, what to do? Are we allowed to cull? Can you do it in this scenario? So there is a lot of things which is more complicated than it meets the eye. So these are the few things I thought I would just flag before this August gathering, because I am, as I have already said, that I am no wildlife expert. I thought that you people can come out with some solutions so that I can translate that in the field. That is one thing. And thank you very much for having me here. It's a pleasure meeting all of you. And I also congratulate again all the award winners who are doing an extremely good job. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shri Devidatta Viswal sir. Being the hub of Odisha, you address the two key important for me, that the change in perspective and narrative towards wildlife behavior and working on the forest department, man-animal conflict, that's the monkey and the wild boar. Many points you have elaborated, but I think this is the most important that need to be addressed. Okay. So now coming forward, now I request our keynote speaker, Shri Saroj Kumar Patnaik, IFS retired, former Chief Wildlife Warden, President NWCSO and Chief Patron Wildlife Odisha Wildlife Conclave 2023, to give his speech. As Sir told ki Bhishma Pitamaha, Odisha Wildlife Bhishma Pitamaha. We are fortunate to hear him. Welcome, sir.
नमस्कार। मंत्री महोदय, अनुप बाबू, देवीदत्त मोर कलिग मैंने, सुशांत बाबू प्रकाश बाबू एवं उपस्थित समस्त बंधुगण, ओडिया इंग्रजी मिसैकी कहबी कारण समस्ते अधिकांश ओडिया कहीं कहीं ओडिया बुझी न पारती, से ओडिया इंग्रजी मिसैकी कहबी। आज एवं प्रथम थर पर एमती गोटे मीटिंग आम वर्ल्ड वाइल्ड लाइफ डे रे करुँचा केबे हो नथिला। तेणु प्रथम थर आम भाविलु गोटे करवा आउ गोटे संस्था आमर एवरग्रीन फोरम जो आसला, दुई संस्था आम मिसिक आम करने को चिंता कलु जे केमती करवा। प्रथम डिफिडेंट लगिला एत कम समय चिंता करी केमती करूँ बोली। तेणु तापर धीरे धीरे आम भाविलु हाँ हो हियर we are here together, and I see in my front lots of people, those whom I have adored and are good friends and eminent persons in the field of conservation. So Vijay Babu, Amara Ashwini Babu, Sudarshan, Jayakrishna Babu, Amara मोर पूरा फ्रेंड डॉक्टर पात्र, सुशील बाबू आउ समस्ते को देखिक मत ये लगुच, विशेषकर जो मैंने वर्कर विषय रत्न ये से पाला काउंटर विषय रत्न त्रिनाथ विषय रत्न कम जे कि जो दिन आम वाइल्ड लाइफ नेचर एंड वाइल्ड लाइफ कंजर्वेशन सोसाइटी कलु 82 तापर से सब जिते मीटिंग हेले से पाला कम्युनिटी से कौटी मोहन थे कौटी थी से आसिक से पहुँच फॉरेस्ट गार्ड फॉरेस्ट गार्ड सो प्रमोशन पाई से फॉरेस्ट रिटायर कला परे से बर्तमान सुधा आई एम टॉकिंग टू द ट्रेनीज अबाउट दिस हियर इज जेटलमैन टे ठिया हम विषयरत्न सो विषयरत्न आउट पाइबे सो से एबे भी जहाँ करुँच देखिले आश्चर्य हो रिटायर कर सरला फॉरेस्ट रिटायर कला से जहाँ करुँच देखिए आश्चर्य हो। कमिंग टू द टुडेज डे, वर्तमान इट्स एवरीबॉडी टॉक्स इज ग्लोबल वार्मिंग, climate change, and all these things are talks going on, and world is very much concerned. World is very much concerned about the global warming and the climate change. Several COP meetings have taken place. Dr. Panigrahi has been writing on it. Dr. Panigrahi and Dr. Vijay Ketan Patnaik have been writing on this in several newspapers and global warming and all that. So people are concerned. Though people are concerned, So what has to be done about it? World has realized this, but are we doing enough? Everyone is doing something where reducing carbon emissions by electric vehicles, where generating solar power, now hydrogen has come, then the ethanol has come, and so many things have come to stay here. But the major challenge is our type of development. How are you developing? You ask for a railway line is there. You ask for a highway to become 8 lanes, 8 lanes becomes, tomorrow it becomes 8 lane. Third day you were asking for something else. A industry here, forest is no concern. A wetland is just vanishing. So we don't bother about all this. So, but because there are elected governments, there are democratic countries, people's aspirations are there, they have to meet the aspirations of the people. So for that all these things have to be done. So in the process, what my feeling is, the paradigm of development has to change. The paradigm of development has to change. We have to go back to the agrarian rural economy slowly. We can't think of doing everything, the life as usual or life better, and then think of conserving the forest. We're breaking the forest, we're fragmenting the forest, we're sacrificing the forest for the industries, for the railways, for the roads, for all sorts of things we are sacrificing. And constructions are going on everywhere. The hills are being broken, the entire landscape is changed. If you have to make skyscrapers, if you make heavy roads, you take metal, you need stone. You need stone quarrying. You break the entire thing. So sloth bears are coming out. Nilagiri and Nabarangpur have been the worst case for sloth bear coming out. How? Why? Because we are breaking their habitation. Elephant, Dr. Devidat Biswal told about the elephant menace and all that. So everything is happening just because we are draining the wetlands. The other day I heard in the news that, the water is not going into Bhitarkanika. So Bhitarkanika, the fresh water doesn't flow. The reason is we are arresting Brahmani water and Baitarani water. So, in one of the conferences in Delhi, international conferences in Delhi, they said that we don't want to allow a drop of water to go to the sea. So what will happen? In the process, what will happen? Your entire delta ecosystem will be starved of fresh water, and there will be ingress of saline water. Not only the mangrove will be finished and the mangrove flora and fauna will be finished, but also the agricultural land will be saline, so hypersaline. So in the process that will be lost. So I wanted to talk much more because there is a time is a constraint. So what we should now discuss in this, we have a series of excellent talks that is going on for the 8 talks in the whole day. So I would request most of you to be listening to them because they are very valuable, and particularly my trainees and other students who are there. Very valuable because there are eminent speakers. There are requests for more, but we could not accommodate. Dr. Kaishor Naik is also here. He will be talking about a management, in one of the finest management that is being done in India, that is in Kanha National Park. So on the management aspect he will be talking. And we have 8 eminent speakers. And last will be the valedictory function where Dr. Priyamada Mahanti Hesmadi will be also coming. So you should all listen to with rapt attention, particularly my trainees and friends. And I welcome all of you at the end. So I hope the deliberations will be going on. The deliberations will be excellent, and particularly for the younger ones. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shri Saroj Patnaik sir, for your keynote speech. You have elaborated climate change, developmental activities inside forest and wetland, balance between people, aspiration and conservation. I think the takeaway from your keynote is paradigm for development has to be changed. Our behavior, our perception should change towards the nature and the wildlife. So now we have the very important event of this ceremony. We have a souvenir that is having all the talks that we have today. So now this is the time to release a souvenir of this wildlife, Odisha Wildlife Conclave 2023. I request the volunteers to please come up. Thank you, guests. This souvenir will act as an absolute key guide those who want to have more knowledge on the Odisha wildlife and biodiversity. Now it's time to release a book on crocodile conservation, Panira Raja Kumbhira. It's written by Dr. L.A.K. Singh and Dr. Sudha Karakar. Now I request both of eminent authors to please come up on the stage. They have given their whole lifetime experience and all these things about the wildlife, their field experience in this book. We too also hope that this book will be a key for the conservation history in Odisha. पानीर राजा कुंभीर सो ओडिया लेखा है निहाती भाव में समस्त पाखे भलरे पहुँची पार रिच कर मोस्टली कौन लैंग्वेज बैरियर आम पहुँची पारे ना रिसर्च को ओडिया डेपिक्ट करे रियल इट्स ए वेरी हार्ड टास्क Thank you. जमती कि आरंभ डॉक्टर अनुप नायक सर कही चार्ट ऑब्जेक्टिव ओडिशा वाइल्ड लाइफ कनक्लेव आरंभ होची एंड फोर्थ ऑब्जेक्टिव होची जे फील्ड उपरे काम करुथिबा जो माने लोक अच्छा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अच्छा इंडिविजुअल्स अच्छा एते डेडिकेटेडली काम करती बाहर को देखा जाती ना बट देयर कंट्रीब्यूशन कुड नॉट बी इग्नोर्ड एंड फेलिसिटेशन हो कि अवार्ड हो इटा गोटे बूस्ट अप करे मोरालिटी को एंड एफर्ट को डेफिनेटली ओडिशा वाइल्ड लाइफ कनक्लेव गोटे प्लेटफॉर्म करिछि गोटे कॉमन प्लेटफॉर्म करिछि फॉर ऑल द पीपल दैट आर वर्किंग ऑन द फील्ड सो वी हैव 2 awards Odisha Wildlife Conservation Award and Vanya Mitra Award. We have the first ever Odisha Wildlife Conservation Award is for the lifetime contribution in the field of wildlife research conservation to Shri Dr. Sudhakar Kara. Dr. Sudhakar Kara started his career in the year 1975 with Odisha Forest Department as researcher in the crocodile breeding and management project funded and supported by Government of India. Through his outstanding research work, he contributed to the successful implementation of the rear and release program of estuarine crocodiles in Bhitarkanika. In 1983, he was awarded with Doctor of Philosophy, PhD from Utkal University. He is superannuated from service as Senior Research Officer and continues his interest in crocodile and other wildlife of Odisha state, including advice to West Bengal Forest Department. Dr. Kara's research also covered alive related sea turtles of Gahirmatha coast, Irrawaddy dolphins and waterbirds of Chilka Lagoon and blackbucks of Ganjam district. His scientific papers are published in reputed magazines and journals globally. Dr. Kar has authored several books on wildlife and guided 3 of his students to their PhD degrees from Utkal University. Dr. Kar is an active member of IUCN SSG Crocodile Specialist Group. The method of day and night sensors used by Dr. Kar in Bhitarkanika Wildlife Sanctuary is standardized for estuarine crocodiles and used in Sundarbans too. Dr. Kar has been felicitated as Environmentalist of the Year 2016 by Odisha Environmental Society and as Bhitarkanika Sanman O Gaurav by Kendrapada District Administration at Bhitarkanika Mahotsav 2023. Undoubtedly, for his outstanding contribution and his lifetime contribution in the field of wildlife research, this award is given to Dr. Sudhakar Kara. Thank you, sir, for your time and effort and your passion in the field of Odisha wildlife and enriching it with your knowledge and informations. Now it's time to give 5 numbers of Vanya Mitra Award to the individuals who have notable contribution in the field of protection, conservation of wildlife and biodiversity of Odisha. They are from the nooks and corners of Odisha. The first award goes to Srinath Bisoi Ratna. Sri Trinath Viswai Ratna from Gajapati district, who has retired as a forester from Parlakemundi Forest Division and is still active in the field of nature conservation even at the age of 72 years. Till date, he has planted more than 5,000 saplings and reared them in his own supervision and able to keep more than 500 full-grown trees alive till date. He has protected the trees from being uprooted in the name of construction and renovation in the nearby areas. He has been tireless in his effort to create awareness amongst the villagers and school children in different panchayats to protect wildlife and to conserve the nature on the occasions of Wildlife Week and World Environment Day by conducting roadside drama and holding meetings. His work on preventing forest fire is commendable in his native place. Further, he has been creating awareness amongst the masses against social dogmas and is a pioneer in eradication of malaria in Gajapati district. Now, the Vanya Mitra Award is to Sri Bhanumitra Acharya, a man with love, respect, passion, and compassion for nature and wildlife. He has been working generously for protection and conservation of wilderness of Similipal for the last 24 years. He has served as an honorary wildlife warden of Mayurbhanj district from 2014 to 16. Having good rapport with the locals, he has played a crucial role in bridging the gap between administration and villagers, which helped the Similipal authorities through strong collaborative and coordinated action to control and prevent Akhand Sikar, a mass hunting ritual by the local tribals. He has a wide network of informers in the Similipal landscape. His timely information to Forest Department and Police Department has resulted in unearthing of many poaching cases of tigers and elephants and recovering of tusks and tiger skins and other animal trophies. He has been assisting Forest Department proactively for protection and conservation of Similipal forest by jointly intercepting poachers, timber smugglers, as well as a facilitator for relocation and rehabilitation of core villages. He has motivated forest dwellers to practice organic farming and use indigenous seeds. He has helped to convert hardcore poachers into protectors of forest. For his contribution, we are thankful before Sri Bhanumitra Acharya for his tireless effort and selfless service. Our next Vanyamitra Award to Sri Hrudananda Jena. Sri Hrudananda Jena, being born and brought up in the close vicinity of Chilka Lake, has developed the passion towards learning, protection, and conservation of birds as well as Chilka ecosystem as a whole. At the age of 22, he joined as a field assistant in a project on birds and started scientific identification and documentation about the birds. Due to his efforts, publication of the first book on checklist of birds of Chilka could be possible. During the year 1990s, he started awareness drive inside the islands of Chilka on poaching of birds through slide projectors and hand-drawn painting on the birds. Gradually, bird watching became his passion. He has undergone training at Keoladio Ghana National Park, Bharatpur, to learn more on the birds. He has subsequently become a primary trainer for many other Forest Department staff and other wildlife lovers. He has guided Honorable President of India, governors of different states and foreign delegates during their visit to Chilka Lake. The next Vanyamitra Award to Ms. Ranjita Behera, the Snow Girl of Odisha. She hails from Raulkela and is the only qualified and experienced snow skier of our state, and has shown her excellence not only in the field of snow skiing but also in conservation of nature as well. While spending several months in Himalayan snow slopes, she has been creating awareness for prevention of the Himalayan fragile ecosystem. She often advises the fellow skiers and the route setters to demarcate a particular slope for practice of skiing and snowboarding in order to prevent avalanches. Further, she has also been trying to make tourists and locals aware to keep Himalayas green and clean. She has participated in several Himalayan expeditions, and in 2017, she has participated as a team member in the Mission Rupkund expedition arranged by NWCSO in collaboration with Forest Department of Uttarakhand, where a massive awareness program was initiated to keep Himalayas green and clean, including protection of the skeleton remains in the Rupkund Lake, which is a success story. Further, she has joined in an awareness program named Save the Rock, organized by the Society in association with Baleswar Wildlife Division during January 2016 for cleaning the abuse writing on the surface of the rocks at Panchalingeshwar by using the mountaineering skills of climbing and rappelling. Ms. Ranjita clearly shows that to protect the wildlife, need not necessarily to be from the wildlife background. Anyone can protect the wildlife. Now the next Banimitra Award to Sri Aditya Chandra Panda. Sri Aditya Chandra Panda is a naturalist, photographer and sustainable travel expert. He is one of the vocal advocates for the conservation of wildlife and wildlife habitat in India in general and in Odisha in particular. Currently, he is the honorary wildlife warden for Angul district and deeply involved in revival and restoration of Satkosia Tiger Reserve and its surrounding landscapes. He was deputy editor of Tiger Link magazine. He worked as a key member of the filming team that created internationally acclaimed conservation film on Chilka Lake, Chilika, the jewel of Odisha. He was encouraged many frontline staff like Panchanan Nayak of Atagura division by nominating their name for national level award by media houses. He was honored with ABN AMRO Sanctuary Asia Young Naturalist Award in 2007 and Carl Zeiss Wildlife Conservation Award in 2010. As we say, Mr. Panda is busy in his natural expeditions. Now his wife is receiving the award on his behalf. Now I request all our guests to please take the chair. Now it's time to listen. The main attraction of this conclave, our chief guest, Shri Ashwini Kumar Patra, Honorable Minister, Tourism, Excise, Odia Language, Literature and Culture. Shri Ashwini Kumar Patra, sir, please.
Odisha Wildlife Conclave, while it is being celebrated here, my pranam to everybody. In the dais, Sri Devadatta Biswal, PCCF of my government, and HOFF, Sri Saroj Patnaik, President, NWSCO, Dr. Anup Naik, Chairman of the Conclave, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. On the occasion of the World Wildlife Day 2023, I warmly congratulate the people of the state for the conservation and protection of forest and wildlife. This day is organized every year all over the world to offer an opportunity in creating awareness and reinforcing our commitment for the preservation of the unique flora and fauna, diversity for a balanced and healthy environment. Odisha is rich in flora and faunal biodiversity. Odisha coast has the world's largest known rookery of the olive reedless sea turtle. Chilika Lake has more than 150 endangered Erori dolphins, which boasts of the highest single lagoon population of the aquatic mammal in the world. It is also the largest wintering ground for birds in Asia. Odisha is home to all three varieties of crocodiles. Due to various reasons, many instances of straying of wild animals out of their habitats are noticed every year. This creates a man-animal conflict scenario in which both sides incur losses. Ecotourism in my department in Odisha has been implemented in 47 ecotourism spots in 18 districts. The concept of community managed nature tourism has been adopted to involve the local community in preserving its rich biodiversity and generating livelihoods for forest dwellers. The management of these ecotourism destinations in Odisha has won an accolade for tourists. Wildlife plays a significant role in maintaining the ecological equilibrium of nature. The conservation of our natural resources, especially our wildlife, in one of the greatest challenges for our century. In addition to government efforts, the contribution of all people are essential for this purpose. Odisha Wildlife Conclave has provided an ideal platform to discuss and share ideas by experts and wildlife lovers. On this auspicious occasion, I congratulate the recipients of Wildlife Conservation Award and Bhanya Mitra Awards for this outstanding contribution of the cause. एठारे दुईटी उदाहरण दबाकू मु आवश्यक मने करुची because during my tenure as MLA, there was a debate in the assembly floor while Biju Patnaik was chief minister from 90 to 95. During that period, Mr. Aditya Prasad Singh was the Minister Forest and Environment. I raised a question with regard to black tiger found in the Similipal forest. It is just a reverse of Royal Bengal tiger, color of the skin. ए विषयटी जतेबेले डिस्कशन हैला assembly re, many members of the assembly took part in discussion. Lastly, the then Chief Minister Biju Patnaik answered this question for the knowledge of everybody in the house. गोटे क्वेश्चन है जे एपरी ब्लैक टाइगर जस्ट रिवर्स ऑफ रॉयल बेंगल टाइगर तो जदि मिलूची सेठी that will create another attraction for the whole world. Can we preserve that tiger in Simlipal forest? Next discussion in the assembly floor by me, a question raised in the discussion while we can have another query in our state which was made attractive for the whole world. Can we have another query? So everybody knows about Khoiri's incident. And lastly, that tiger Khoiri lost her life. Mr. Chaudhary was at that time was looking after Khoiri. So these two incidents is still in our memory in our state. So for conservation of wildlife, we should think this matter very carefully. Today I am happy that all forest staffs who are sitting here are looking after all these things. Devidatta Babu also has delivered in his speech to have a knowledge everybody to us and how we will proceed to save the environment. And whatever I remember, while Obama was the president of America, at that time there was a worldwide seminar at Copenhagen. At that time, everybody is was very much deeply concerned how to save the environment. And that was the main topic to discuss at Copenhagen. So my advice is to Mr. Devidatta Babu to have this seminar in every district to be arranged by the DFO with regard to a seminar topic with wildlife as well as forest, natural forest for ecological balance. Nothing more to say in this occasion. I have also certain learning from this occasion because in my life such type of seminar is required for me and to distribute our knowledge to every common people. So how to save environment as well as forest and the wildlife. Lastly, I wish this Odisha Wildlife Conclave 2023 all success. Bande Utkal Janani.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Your interest in this field is an inspiration to we all of us. आपणकर जो सजेशन रहा सेमिनार करा जिबार अछि प्रत्येक डिस्ट्रिक्ट रे बाय द फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट और द डीएफओज इज एब्सोल्युटली वेलकम स्टेप. Thank you. Now we are at the concluding step of this prestigious Odisha Wildlife Conclave 2023 inaugural function. So now I request Dr. Prakash Chandra Jaina, President Evergreen Forum, Organizing Secretary, Odisha Wildlife Conclave 2023, to come up and give his vote of thanks.
ओडिशा वाइल्ड लाइफ कनक्लेव 2023 रे आपण मान समस्त को मु धन्यवाद दौची एठी उपस्थित रही. आज वर्ल्ड वाइल्ड लाइफ डे आमर मुख्य अतिथि मान्यवर मंत्री पर्यटन संस्कृति ओडिया भाषा एवं साहित्य अश्विनी कुमार पात्र महोदय तांकर आज वक्तव्य रखुले बहुमूल्य समय देथिबारु मु तांको आमर ए ओडिशा वाइल्ड लाइफ कनक्लेव तरफ धन्यवाद दौची. सम्मानित अतिथि ओडिशार प्रिंसिपल चीफ कंजर्वेटर फॉरेस्ट एंड हेड ऑफ फॉरेस्ट फोर्स श्री देवीदत्त विश्वाल महोदय से तांकर वक्तव्य रखिछंती आउ तांकर बहुमूल्य समय एठी देइछंती तांको मध्य मु धन्यवाद दौची. आमर चीफ पैट्रन ओडिशा वाइल्ड लाइफ कनक्लेव एवं नेचर एंड वाइल्ड लाइफ कंजर्वेशन सोसाइटी ऑफ ओडिशा रो प्रेसिडेंट फॉर्मर चीफ वाइल्ड लाइफ वार्डन जहाँ अतिथि मैंने कहते ओडिशा वाइल्ड लाइफ रो पितामह भीष्म सरोज कुमार पट्टनायक महोदय यही कनक्लेव किभली हम पूरा तार दिग्दर्शन दौथिले तांको मध्य मु धन्यवाद दौची. आमर चेयरमैन कनक्लेव चेयरमैन डॉक्टर अनुप कुमार नायक फॉर्मर एडीजी प्रोजेक्ट टाइगर एंड मेंबर सेक्रेटरी नेशनल टाइगर कंजर्वेशन अथॉरिटी डॉक्टर अनुप कुमार नायक सर को धन्यवाद दौची. तांको नेतृत्व रे ए कार्यक्रम होची. आमर जे कनक्लेव कन्वेनर जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी एनडब्ल्यूसीएसओ सुशांत कुमार दास तांको मध्य मु धन्यवाद दौची. आमर जे कार्यक्रम संचालन करुथिले गायत्री देवी तांको धन्यवाद दौची. मीडिया पीपल जयदेव भवन कर्मचारी आउ सर्वोपरि जे आज अवार्ड पाइले डॉक्टर सुधाकर कर जड़े ख्यातनामा वाइल्ड लाइफ एक्सपर्ट आसी मध्य आज तांकर टॉक देबे. आ बहुत जो मैंने सब अच्छा डॉक्टर लाला अश्विनी कुमार सिंह तांकर आउ डॉक्टर सुधाकर सर बही रिलीज है पानीर राजा कुंभीर आउ जो मैंने आज टॉक देबे आउ डॉक्टर सुदर्शन पंडा सर डॉक्टर खगेश्वर नायक सर एससी महांती सर आमर जो अच्छी पोस्ट लंच सेशन आमर आउरी 3 जन अच्छा डॉक्टर मनोज भी नायर सर डॉक्टर देवव्रत स्वाई सर आमर राजेश महापात्र सर समस्त को धन्यवाद दौची. आउ विशेषकर आमर फॉरेस्ट ट्रेनिंग स्कूल भुवनेश्वर आउ रेंजर्स ट्रेनिंग कॉलेज अनुगुल आसीथिबा पार्टिसिपेंट्स मान को धन्यवाद दौची. आउ आपण मान को अनुरोध आउ धैर्यर सहित आज 5टा पर्यंत चलिबो कार्यक्रम शेषर मुझे कही मोर धन्यवाद अर्पण शेष करुच्ची.
The first technical session will start after 15 minutes. There is a tea break outside for 15 minutes.
we'll take some time to rearrange the table and chairs. And Sri Arun Kumar Bansal, former Additional Director General of Forest, a retired IFS officer, he is requested to chair this session. And we have a very eminent speakers, starting with Dr. Sudhakar Kar, Dr. Lala Ashwini Kumar Singh, and Dr. Kogeshwar Naik, Sri Suresh Kumar Mahanti, Dr. Sudarshan Pandya, and all these 5 lectures will be in the forenoon session, and after that we will have our lunch break. And I'd request all those who are outside will please return back and take their seats. I think से कॉर्डर रख दो से कॉर्डर रख दो हाँ we'll be running short of time, so that is why I would request 80 बस के हबो we'll take 2-3 minutes only to